for the twin flame reading for this week, upcoming week, and upcoming weekend. So what is going on? I hear, grab the bull by the horns and don't be afraid. Go in creation and manifestation mode. The energy shifted, we feel Imbolc coming up, and we feel the energies being very powerful. So everything will uplift. And I saw the snowdrops in my garden coming out. A few are still in the knob, but you know, I was looking at it and I thought, yeah, I'm happy you're back. So everything starts to emerge from the dark to the light. And we still need some relaxation, and we still need some bear time. Most of the times I'm in my bear cave from December till February. But now things shifted. So I was still very busy in December. So I thought, well, I give myself more time till to relax and to be with myself and be with my transformation till March. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's see. Yeah, that was it. It's about also the creation. And being creative, have your creativity, and you know, play music, heal yourself, do the things that you need to do for yourself. Okay. What's going on in the Divine Masculine's mind space? Storm. Wow. In his mind space, it's storm. And that's okay. And it's okay to feel it all. You need to cleanse. It's just the collapsing of the old paradigm going into a new. So I had a conversation yesterday with someone in a cafe, and it seems like last week a lot of tears came up, and I heard it was the cleansing of the soul to make us ready for the year to come. The more and you don't know why, you know, for me it was just a few tears on the side of my eyes, and I had no recollection where those tears came from. But when I started to discuss this and multiple people experienced this, I was like, oh, okay, we are being prepared to open more of our heart space, to go deeper within. And that's what I already did. I did go within, but I only felt the bliss of going within. So yeah, it was a strange kind of thing. Sometimes when you're happy and you're joyful, you also can have those tears. Tears of bliss, tears of love, tears of excitement. It doesn't need to be always sadness, because we are so programmed that our sadness is connected with tears, and we need to get rid of that statement. We need to get away of that, because also joy and happiness can create those emotions, you know, the merging between the masculine and the feminine energies. You know, when you're totally in total surrender and source is in between, you know, you can cry. And those tears are not bad tears, they're just happy tears. And it was the same with when my grandchild was born. I also had happy tears. So something that is so, that's touching your soul. And last week I experienced that there were energies touching your soul, and it was beautiful. So, and in the mind space, you can think about it, think about it, think about it, but you know, it's not always the best thing to think about. It's more drop in from your mind space to your heart space and in your soul and feel it. And that's for the divine masculine. It's okay to feel it all. You know, it could be what I also see and hear, a lot of breakups, you know, and it's all needed because they're not in the frequency or the alignment that you were in. So maybe when you're going through this storm, when you're releasing that storm, then everything will go in alignment again. You don't know. You know, sometimes we see the future, so sometimes we're not. So, what's in the divine masculine's heart space? Element of the ways. Attune to nature's signs to find your way back home and follow your heart. Wow. Ellen of the ways. Follow Ellen of the ways, because she knows the codes. She knows the way, and it's the way of the heart space. So let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Okay, now they're going to get crazy up there. So yeah, and it's all about finding your way and looking to the signs. Oh my gosh, this inner child is coming up now within me, and she just wants to have joy and relax, you know. It's yeah, it's totally different energies. I love that kind of energy. Yeah, so let go, let it flow, and go to that heart space, because when the mind is too busy and thinking about things that is already in the past, you can't change the past. You can change the way you think about it and how you feel about it. You can't change it. So just, you know, transform it, go to your heart space and let it go. And how does he sees the divine feminine? He sees her as his guide. She has an inner compass. She has the support and the trust in the guidance. So he trusts in her inner compass, he trusts in her support, and he trusts in her guidance. So he is surrendering, seeing that the divine feminine is surrendering to the guidance. And maybe she is guiding the divine masculine on his path. And I hear that is, if you want her to lead you, or if you want her to guide you, you know, you have to let go of the things that's running through your mind, you know, and just trust. Because I see the divine masculine and the divine feminine, where there was no trust in the divine feminine. It was, oh my gosh, if there was no trust in the divine feminine, they say that meant that there was no trust in the divine masculine himself. So now he gains more trust in the divine feminine because he's trusting himself more. So and that's what is happening, and then he's able to go to his heart space and let Ellen of the ways follow his space, you know, follow, let guide him and follow your way. And the guidance is what the divine feminine is giving, and that's what he sees. She gives to the outside world, she gives guidance for people, but also that she gives guidance towards herself. And she is looking also for guidance outside herself with a divine masculine. So that is going in flow, vice versa, and that's the mirroring, and that's so beautiful, because if there are things coming up with the divine masculine, the feminine is mirroring it back to him, and vice versa for the divine feminine. He is giving it back to her. So, and that could bring, sometimes it could bring upheaval or disturbance or irritation or uncomfortable feeling. But it's never lasting. It's never lasting. You know, those feelings transmute and transform, and then and you follow your heart and your guidance, then there's love again. You know, sometimes it's just the bruised ego that gets hurt. And if it goes deeper than the ego getting hurt, then you have to look into it. If it goes to your heart space, does it then, probably the feelings that you feel in your heart space, it could be that you weren't honest with yourself, that there are feelings there that are deeper than you thought it was. So, and that is also for the divine feminine, but that's how he sees the divine feminine, that she gives guidance. And yeah, beautiful. How does he see the divine feminine? Now, that's what I had already. So, what's in the divine feminine's mind space? Divine blueprint. She is the divine, following her divine blueprint. That source itself, embodiment, inspiration, and you are ready. Yes. Good for the divine feminine, that she knows that she is ready for the next step to get into the full embodiment of her divine blueprint, and that she is guided and following her path. She gets inspiration from all directions, and you are ready to do the work. You are ready to take action, and that's what's going on. And she gets the codes, she gets the DNA upgrades, and she is ready to take the next step in an in a sacred union. She is ready for that step in the sacred union. And she follows those waves, but she is not letting herself be influenced by everything in her outside world. You know, it's like keeping that ground and keeping that space for herself. Don't let other energies interfere with her being. It doesn't influence her state of happiness. Okay. So what is in the Divine Feminine's heart space? So there could be a storm for the Divine Masculine coming up in his mind. The way of the pearls in her heart space. Liminal space, new energies coming in, trust, and it's a time of growth. So with Imbolc, we going back and starting all over again in the innocence of the child. It's the first fire ceremony of the year. So it's the time of growth is coming out now, what you integrated in the time of darkness. So when you love the darkness loves you. When you love the light loves you. And that's how it is. You know, we don't always have to see things as dark, because that's our old program. But if we see that we can change that darkness into light when we work with it. So we change all our beliefs and all our perspective. So that's why she goes within. And the way of the pearls is to dive deep into the dark, into the ocean, and receive the pearls. Because the water transforms the emotions. You know, water is emotions. And, you know, you can have a very calm lake, but you can also have a really wild ocean. And when you see those high waves, right? What do you do as a child? You dive through them so they won't hit you. So when you dive through and you dive deep, guess what happens? It will go all over you. But the things that are deep in your system will be transformed and cleansed and rinsed by the water. And then you get support on all sides of the divine, of the water, of goddess, of God, of mother, father God, or however you want to call it, ancestral lines, from the mermaids, dolphins, the beings in the ocean. So that's where your growth comes from. And when your growth comes out, this pearl, you find the pearls. You find the pearls that is a present, and you receive that present as what you did, what you went through, as a gift of the ocean for your emotions, and work with it. So it's really, really beautiful. It's the time of growth. Yeah? It's still there. So how does the Divine Feminine see the Divine Masculine? That he is manifesting. She sees he's manifesting. That there is a co-creation. That there is gratitude. There is a divine alignment, and there are joyful visions. The co-creation is working together, healing together of old collapsed timelines, but still needs healing because it's still programmed in their system. And when they change that energy, divine masculine and divine feminine will be in alignment again. And there is so much gratitude. Let me get this. Maybe there's a little bit of communication needed between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, because I feel that they're stuck in communication. But yeah, and there are joyful visions, so they probably see the things the same. That's what I hear. They have the same alignment. So, and they're manifesting everything. Everything what they want is manifestation. There is nothing in their way of the divine masculine to manifest. And that's what he sees. She sees what he's doing. He's also walking his path, with guidance, but he's manifesting. And he's manifesting together with the divine feminine. Masculine and feminine energies. It's beautiful. What is the higher self saying from the divine masculine towards himself? So what is his higher self saying? The elders. Spiritual mentoring, equality, stability, wisdom, experience, and they're conscious. So they're both spiritual mentors. So it could be that the higher self saying, you're mentoring the divine feminine is mentoring you. There's equality, there is stability, there is wisdom, and you experience, also experience the counsels. Wow, the counsels of the ancestors. So they are both connected with the counsels of the ancestors, and it could be the Native Americans, but I also hear from the South American ancestors, and I hear the Nordic ancestors, and I hear the Celtic, the ancestors from ancient times that had the knowledge that couldn't get out in the open at that time, and now it's time to share that knowledge, because it is a healing tool. So it's really, really beautiful, and they look to each other as two equals. Not that, oh, you don't know enough, or you're less than I am. They're not being held back by appearances, it's all that wisdom from the ancestors they carry, and that is what the elders saying towards, and the higher self saying towards the divine masculine. Let go of all appearances, let go of all the old ways how you see people. That's an old paradigm based on lust, but it's, you need to connect with the soul essence of someone. And when you're connected to that soul essence of someone, there is a continuity in it. Then the energies will stay, they exist and they stay. If you're if your energy is just based on lust and how someone looks and onto sexuality based, then you also know that it will fade. But the soul connection with someone always stays. So yeah, and that's the higher level of being in a connection. It's a soul to soul connection. Okay. And when there is sexuality coming in from that higher frequency, then it's a deeper kind of intimacy. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, that went deep. What is the higher self saying towards the divine feminine? Observe. The of the divine feminine observes. Loving eyes, they see it all. Equanimity, she sees the truth and she steps back. And she steps back when it's needed. It's not about stepping back, that I don't love you, I don't care about you anymore. That's not the kind of step back. She needs to step back to give herself space and focus on the things that are really needed to be focused on. Because sometimes love is a distraction. Sometimes love is, or caring about someone, is to see if you're capable of fulfilling your dreams in your heart space where you're here for. Are you able to do it together? Or are you falling back in the matrix? And her loving eyes see it all. You know, she sees the truth. I hear she sees the truth behind every lie. And she let her heart rule. You know, sometimes I hear a rejection is also your protection. If you're rejected by someone, then you need to change your state of belief. And that means that there is an old program running that gives you the energy that you are rejected or that you're not good enough. But if you change that belief, if you change that state, then you won't see it as rejection, but you would see it as a divine journey that learned you how to grow, how to open up, how to, or close down. That's also possible, because if you close down, there is something within you saying it's not safe to open up. And why is it not safe? It could be that she feels the anger of the divine masculine, or the frustration of the divine masculine, why she has a feeling that she is not safe in that. So then she's stepping back, you know, she's stepping back. And she follows her truth. She follows the truth and the guidance of the universe. So that's what the higher self say about the divine feminine. She observes. And sometimes she needs more time to observe, and because she's guided in a different direction. So, but it's very beautiful. It's really beautiful. So what is supporting the divine masculine? What is supporting the divine masculine? What is supporting the divine masculine? I'm saying divine masculine and divine feminine. That means that in this relationship, every relationship, that where there is abuse, where there is physical, mentally abuse, that's not a divine union. That's a karmic union. Only the love of the higher frequency, that is lovable, that is understanding, that is consciousness, that is connection. You know, every other relationship is karmic. And we need to learn from that relationship what we did wrong, to change ourselves and make a better version of ourselves. You know, that's because we don't want our children to be in that environment. And yeah, it's still going on. And the more we know, and more we learn, and the more we grow, it will benefit our children. It really does. The rainbow child, again, wow. Last week, the same. The rainbow child will support the divine masculine. You're unstoppable. You're a new earth builder. You're multi-talented. And there is a miraculous alchemy between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And that will support her. You will support the divine masculine. He is this innocent child that opens his arms for everything what's good to receive. And it's the universal love that's going through him. You know, he is this crystal child, you know, that's receiving all the light codes. And if you see his hair, you know, if you see it from the far, you would see, oh yeah, I see his crown chakra and see his spiky hair. But if you look closer, they're crystals. So he gets crystalline activations. And not only from the earth, but he gets the diamond codes from the central sun. So it's really beautiful, really beautiful. He's unstoppable. And he's that new earth builder. He has that devotion to build on the new earth and to make new steps, to create a new community, to make everybody stronger, happier, more joyful, and connecting with Source. And there is a beautiful alchemy between divine masculine and the divine feminine, but also with Source. Okay? That is beautiful. So how does he see the divine feminine in the relationship? As the dolphin baby. She is a Lemurian original. She's flowing, she's timeless, and she's adaptable. She's free and she takes her time. Wow, beautiful. It's the playfulness of the dolphins. She's a Lemurian original. She knows the ways in Lemuria. She knows the city. She knows where she can find her pearls, where she can find the diamonds, where she can find the codes. You know, flow. She goes with the flow. And for her, there is no time. That's probably why she's always late, I hear. She is timeless. Timeless, but also when she is timeless and she's not looking on her watch or on the clock what time it is, it means that she just go with that flow, you know. And she is adaptable. She can adapt so many things because she doesn't give a meaning to anything. Or if she's in a lower frequency, you know, she has to guard herself that she gives a meaning to things, because that will create the storm where the divine masculine is going to now. So, and she's free, and she's taking her time with everything, you know, time to wake up, time to eat when she needs to eat. You know, if it takes 10 minutes longer to give someone the message that they really need, she's not watching her watch or her clock to say, okay, 60 minutes are gone and we need to close down. No, she takes her time to get the message across and to help the people that really needs the help. It's only the mind control that is saying, okay, you know, it's time is up, because there is no time, you know, not in my existence, because time is created. Okay, so what supports the divine feminine? So that's how he sees the relationship with the divine feminine. She takes her time for everything, you know. She goes with the flow, and sometimes only I can imagine that you want to have a timetable, but if you create a timetable in a place that has no time, then it's useless. It's useless, because then you're just controlling it, controlling everything, and we're just going out of the control. So, what will support the divine feminine? What supports the divine feminine? What supports the divine feminine? The lost cloak. Wow. There was already a discussion with the divine masculine about the lost things that needed to shift. And these shifts are they're working already towards the shifts, and that's the shift of the lost cloak. Release all old identities, magnificence and realignment. So you will be realigned, divine feminine, with old energies. You will be realigned with divine masculine, creating memories, remembering things, and releasing old identities. Well, that's exactly, but also exactly what I was talking about yesterday. So it's opening up everything, you know, old memories, old storage, old DNA that needs to be closed down, and open up for a newer timeline, new dimension. But it's still holding space in your soul. And when it's holding space in your soul, remembrance will come up from both of them. So it's really beautiful, and it's coming from the higher heart, I hear. And that is supporting the divine feminine, you know, releasing that lost cloak. And that cloak is also her protection. The cloak is also her protection. So it's And it could be that it's something from past lives that needs to be released. And I hear she gets assistance of the divine masculine with that. She needs to realize that she is magnificent, that she is this beautiful energy, and that she has to let go of old identities. It could be, you know, that you have an old identity storage, let I say it like that, old identity storage, that you are who you are. And that's not true, because you can reinvent yourself every minute of the day. You can reinvent yourself. So let go of old identities and release that. No, not release that. Oh my God, I see, that's something. Then I say release, and then I think, no, it's not releasing. We have to, we let it go. It's done. Because if you release, you putting a release on something that will come back. So we let it go. It's getting out of our system. And realign yourself with Source. It's really beautiful. That will support her. And that probably means that the divine feminine needs to be more vulnerable with her emotions towards the divine masculine. But I hear she needs where is that coming from? Okay. She needs to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, I hear. She needs to things that makes you uncomfortable, there's where your growth is. So you have to let go of all the structure, all the security that is that you are used to. And it's just dive deep and dive into it and just let it unfold, because the universe will show you if it's the right path for you or not. You know, if it's not the right path, you will get a reroute. You know, you will go a different direction. So and doesn't mean if you get a reroute that it's a bad road, because all the roads lead to the same point, to the same outcome, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer than when you're going from A to B, you know. And I know that when you're a forest child, sometimes you get lost because you're too curious. And it takes you longer to find your way out than walking the concrete path. So that's where the magic is, stepping off the path. Okay? Yeah, and then jumping rivers, right? Yeah. Jumping rivers. Yeah. That's it. And that's the magic of it. Okay, how does she seize the divine masculine in the relationship? Wow. Again, it's the same card as last week, guys. Share space. They have telepathy, co-creation, communicating, and honoring each other while they're sharing the space. That is so beautiful. They're holding space for each other. They are in that space already, mentally, they're already there. They creating, they are guiding each other, and that's the beauty of it. They sharing the space, sharing the visions, and their telepathy in the fifth dimensional realm is really, really strong, because they feel and they know where the other is at, and that's such an easy communication, and they honoring each other, you know. And they communicate that. They communicate that they honor each other, and there's a beautiful co-creation here. Well, that's for the twin flame reading. Let's see what the universe has for an advice for both of them. Oh, we had that already. We'll shuffle it first. They're clearing out some barrels here, so it's a little bit noisy, so sorry for that. Don't hold back to do the reading, but you can hear some noise here. It's like it's being like a construction site now. Okay. Transformation for both of them. From the dark to the light. They transform, they going through a transformation, and they transform the earth. They transform the earth, and they let the earth glow. You know, it's spreading out their love into the world, and transform everything in their surroundings. So that is so amazingly beautiful. That transformation, what they do, the work that they do it for themselves to release, but also for the consciousness and the collective. And soul consciousness, I hear. Because the higher heart will open more if they're going through all these transformations. So this is still a week for Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine to concentrate on their transformation together. Because they're doing very, very important work together. And they both follow their soul path. They're both following their soul path. One card for the Divine Masculine. Yeah. And one card for the Divine Feminine. One Romance Oracle card for the Divine Masculine. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, for the divine masculine, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking, faith will bring you romance. So positive thinking and faith will bring you the romance that you need. So keep the faith. Have that faith within you. You know, turn that into your belief system. That your love life will positively change when you're thinking, and faith will bring you romance. Okay? Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see clarity, you must let go of resentment. Wow. So it could be that there is in the divine masculine's energy still some resentment towards the divine feminine. And I hear he has to, if there is resentment towards the divine feminine, he has to go to the relationship with his mother when he was a child. Because there is that transformation what is needed. So the emotions, they are a natural part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. So it could be, yeah, that there is still resentment towards the divine feminine, but then he has to look in his mirror because she is his mirror. It could be that she did things or said things that triggers him, but it is just a mirror what is inside of him. So and it has nothing to do with projection. It has to do with a relationship, how he sees the divine feminine, and how his mother treated him or his father treated him during his childhood. And that energy he is projecting to the divine feminine. So there are old wounds that are not, I don't want to say not cleared up, because I feel also in the divine masculine that those feelings are addressed and cleared up, but there will come things to the surface at the moment that need a little bit more transformation. So as long as you are angry or hurt or have resentment towards your divine feminine, it means you didn't forgive. You didn't forgive her. You didn't, there is no forgiveness energy there. So if you forgive the divine mother, you know, of how, and you can understand and love your mother when you know that she did the best as she could at that time in that space. Because we're coming from a totally different awareness and see the opposite side. Okay? Wow, very beautiful, very beautiful. Divine feminine, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So it could be that the divine feminine starts to create romantic feelings, and it could be because of past life experiences. And it's really worth to explore these feelings. Wow, that's interesting. Because if there's a soul connection from a past life or from the future of, you know, of Lemuria timeline, then and it resonates with the divine masculine, then it's worth exploring this energy. Okay. Yeah, I hear, and they already do exploring this. Okay, sacred union for the divine feminine. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. Wow, that's beautiful. The sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. That's what the sacred union is doing at the moment. Well, one more card for the divine masculine from the universe. Wow. And one more card for the divine feminine. Wow. Wow. Every time I'm going in wow, you know, it's the messages that I get is so beautiful for this union. For the divine masculine, it's soul love. You know, your souls are connected to the higher realm, to it's your soul family, it's your Lemurian family, it's soul love. It's the love from soul to soul. It's the love, what I talked about, you know, it's just a confirmation again. I talked about the love between the masculine and the feminine in a karmic situation, and the love and and the love and connection from soul to soul in a higher frequency. But it's soul love. It's deep within your soul, this connection. And that soul, when you're connected to source, you know, you're opening your heart, you're opening your soul, and you know it's your soul love. You know, the people that you meet from that higher frequency is your soul love. You have different frequencies and timelines where you meet people at, and I believe that soul love is one of the highest frequency and the most beautiful frequency that there is. And the wow, wow, wow. Divine feminine, you are the universe. So it's no, and it's the temple. It's the Lemurian temple. Holy moly. It's the Lemurian city. Wow, I'm flabbergasted here. I really am. So the soul love is already connected with source and the universe, and she is the universe. Wow. She is no separation from source. So that's why I said, you know, going back to Lemuria, knowing all the codes, knowing the streets, knowing where you need to go to get different codes. So that's what they say. You're not just there. You are that universal energy. Okay. Well, that's so beautiful for the divine feminine and the divine masculine. That you already in that awareness that there is this soul love, and that is that higher connection, and there is this sacred union. So, okay, thank you so much for watching. If you want your own private reading, for your divine feminine or your divine masculine, or you want a twin flame coaching with me, you know, to integrate the divine feminine and the divine masculine within 60 minutes. If you're in separation, I will have you back together again. And I use different tools for that. And if you want to ever to explore that, you know, in the description box below there is my email address. You know, send me a message and I will connect with you. Be aware that there are scammers on Instagram, on YouTube, that impersonates me or myself as someone else. Know also that I will never contact you. Never ever will I contact you by telephone or by email to ask if you want a reading or give you a free partial reading so you will come back to connect. These people are scammers, so please, you know, throw it out or report them, so we know that we were always dealing with the right people and the highest frequency and the pure souls. So all the blessings and all the love for you all this week. Bye bye.